This is Kat,
And this is Saskia,
and this is Note to Self.
your weekly dose of everything that's just simply too long to text. Kat just asked me that I have to kick things off today, so get ready for it, everyone. I actually do have really big news.
Okay, kick it off with that. We need that.
And you're going to be really pumped about this because I know you've been really waiting bated breath? Waiting for bated...
You know that I fuck up every saying, so I'm
don't
not
know.
a person.
Yeah, it's bated breath something.
I just mumble.
Yeah, it's that one. Nailed
That's
it.
the one.
I got status on Delta.
Oh my God.
Woo! Party, party, party in the USA.
These singing bits,
They come so naturally.
I know.
It's scary.
put a mic in front of you and the performance of Saskia comes through.
All I can think of is, Lizzie McGuire. Remember the whole premise of the movie is her being a pop star?
Yes.
Well, she goes to Italy and she finds a girl that looks exactly like her who's a pop star. It's very Hannah Montana coded.
Yes.
And there's that scene where she has to get up on the stage and perform in Italy because she has to cover for the girl. And there's this iconic kind of shot and it's from behind and it's just her hair. And she's like, this is what dreams are made of. And her hair is like going like this. It's like etched into my brain forever. And whenever there's a mic, I think of that.
This is once again very classic you.
Do you know the scene?
I do. For once, actually, I do. And I know that is shocking.
And that it's so funny because so many people reference that specific shot. But I love that you knew that. I am kind of floored.
I mean, maybe you can watch that movie again on your Delta flight because you have status.
Oh, thanks for bringing me back there.
Yeah. Full circle.
Tell
Land the
you
plane,
what.
baby. Land the plane.
And Delta always will. Trust Delta. So it's a terrible joke. But
That's
Delta
fresh.
is a very great airline. We do love them. Big moment, though, gotta say, for the Australian listeners, reaching status is, I guess in Australia, like Qantas has your membership levels, right? Is it the same thing?
That's right.
Essentially, in a year, you have to reach a certain number of miles and spend a certain amount of money to reach these different called medallion statuses. That's what Delta calls them. So yeah, I was really excited because it means next year, free luggage, upgrades when they're available.
This is so insane to me. Okay, I do not understand. This is like, no, I truly, everyone who gets so stoked about Delta status, I'm like, this is a cult. It is a cult.
Oh, they got me real good. I'm so into
And it becomes part of people's personalities.
Yeah,
It's all right, I have status. And yet you're waiting, like there's a line wrapped around the airport waiting for the Delta lounge. And then you still have to pay $50 for a guest. And free luggage, that's some horse shit. Get me started on some Delta.
I knew that this would rile you
I'm
up.
sorry to yuck your yum, but it is a scam.
It definitely is going to become a part of my identity next year because I already have TSA pre and that's a part of my identity, and global entry, which in the US these are ways to like skip general security because you're pre-screened and you can only get them if you're a citizen. So Saskia,
They should definitely screen you.
yeah.
Regardless.
Well, I'm like, it's fine. I can get to the airport 30 minutes before my flight because I have TSA pre, but I'm not even doing that.
That
It's like
stresses me out.
I'm an hour before my flight these days. 30 minutes is a bit much.
3 hours.
Yeah, you're so weird.
I know. But if
That's-
I'm paying for a credit card that allows me lounge access, I'm going to take full advantage, which reminds me I need to call my bank to downgrade my credit card.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like, note to
Specific.
self.
Yeah. Just Kat's to-do list. Did I tell you, though, the way that Delta got me was last year, every time I was flying and I would randomly fly Delta, I was like one of those people who flew whatever airline was the cheapest until I realized that there's a way that I should be doing this properly. Anyways, the few times that I was flying Delta, my luggage kept being free. I kept getting upgraded. Like on my flight to Mexico City, I got upgraded to business, which was amazing because I'd flown in from Australia.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is so weird. And it wasn't until I was at the airport and I asked the Delta person, and I said, why does Jeffrey have to pay for luggage? Because he hadn't, and I don't have to. I just thought I was lucky. I didn't understand why it kept happening to me.
That does fit the profile.
Would be on brand.
Yes.
I'm just living in this like, oh, luggage is free now. They just changed the rules. No, turns out they'd given me like a trial, I guess, for 3 months.
They knew that you were an easy target.
They got
They
me.
got you.
I
They
loved
really
it.
got you.
Oh, I loved it. I loved
How much money do you have to spend to keep status now?
$5,000 a year, which is not hard to do when you're going back and forth from Australia twice a year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
And I will say Delta has Wi-Fi. Qantas does not, which I think is another form of bullshit.
Wait, for what? Qantas or Delta?
Qantas does not have Wi-Fi.
Delta has Wi-Fi on the flights to Australia?
Mm-hmm. It's a little spotty, but it's good.
I never log in. That's my time to decompress.
I know, I do like that.
No one can get me.
I know, that's exactly what I say. It's like you have 13 to 18 hours of like no one expects
Unreachable.
anything from you. And it's just, it's pure bliss. And that is the one time you don't have to stress about, I'll find something else to stress about. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll find something else. Trust me.
Are you an anxious flyer?
No.
Interesting.
No. But you know what? Speaking of planes, I have to bring this up. This is going to be a little old by the time this comes out, but the Air India plane crash, I am invested, locked in.
Really?
Yes, locked in.
What about it? The seat of the person who survived, or
He
the whole
just
story?
walked out. The whole story. Okay, so Joe, my wonderful, loving partner, is very obsessed with planes. It's one of his most endearing qualities.
He is. I forgot about that.
And he was listening to a YouTube channel of someone called Captain Steve, who is a pilot or a former pilot, and he had all these theories about what happened, and I'm locked in.
Wait, what are the theories? I've not followed it super closely other than knowing what happened.
I'm going to fuck this up, but Captain Steve was heavily leaning towards a theory that, I don't know, one of the levers there was human error. I'm not even going to go into it because I'm going to fuck it up. And then a clearer image of the plane crashing came out, and you can hear that it almost sounds like a propeller. Like propellers. I'm not explaining this well. I'm not a plane person.
Okay.
But basically, it was a double engine failure. That is.
Is that not what they're saying happened?
Now they are.
Oh, but how did that one guy survive?
Dude, I don't know. He walked out.
What?
And there was another person, and like years ago, in a plane crash, who was also in 11A. Anyway,
I read about that. I feel like that seat is now going to be the premium seat.
I know.
They're going to charge a premium status
even
only.
Delta,
I'm
they're
going to
still
get
going to
it.
charge you.
Yeah. Hey, maybe status people will get first options.
No. But Joe and I, this is how you know we spend too much time together. We were like, he sent me the Captain Steve video, and I was so locked in, and he goes, the student has become the teacher. And I was like, fuck!
Do you mean the student has become the master?
Oh, god damn it.
I know. Even when you said it, I mean, it still works. But I was like, I don't think that's the
That
same.
is, see, once again, classic me.
Yeah.
That's just how we say it in Australia.
Yeah.
The student
in
becomes
Australia.
the...
Nailed it. I honestly was getting a bit worried about that, though, because I'm going to India later this year, and it freaked me out because it was out of Delhi, flying to London, which is the exact route I'm going to be doing.
Oh, no. It's a one and done.
But I'll be on Delta, so
Oh
fingers
my
crossed.
God. Your flight will probably be delayed because Delta loves to delay and cancel flights.
Never delayed on that airline. Got to say, touch wood, baby.
Oh my God.
You're
like the only one
We are
who's
not sponsored by Delta. This is me just mentioning them a million times.
Just keep tagging Delta.
Yeah.
Delta.
One day, maybe. Although there was other news this week, so I think we've covered my status update.
That's number one news.
Yeah, number
Number
news,
one.
clearly. The Air India crash and Pedro Pascal lookalike competition in New York City.
Yeah.
Again, we record in advance, so this may be a bit old news.
Everyone's like,
but
it's fucking old.
still think it's worth covering.
By the
'cause-
time this comes out, the Pedro news would have made it to Australia.
Yeah,
So
great.
it's actually
People
quite
just
timely.
be hearing about it. You will just be seeing this right now on the news. Did you follow it though at all?
Yes.
So for people who do not live in New York, I think a lot of people have been seeing this. There's become these lookalike contests here that have become very popular. It started with Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. They did one with him.
that's right.
I can't remember if that was Chicago or here though. But then the big one here was the Timothée Chalamet. I never know. I just go Timothée because he
Just
said it
mumble
once as
it.
a joke. they did his, which was great. And he rocked up to his, which was amazing. He turned up to his own lookalike contest. Did you not know that?
I did not, and that is such a flex.
I know. God love him. True New Yorker, you know?
Yeah.
We love that
Respect.
for him. And then this one was held on Sunday. I was out of town. Otherwise, Kat and I were going to go and report back. But, you know, we'll just report on what we saw on TikTok, which is the same thing. But this was held in the Lower East Side, your favorite neighborhood. Yeah, everyone was walking like
Grand Theft Auto characters.
But apparently, so the guy who won, when I saw the video, I sent it to Kat saying, I think Pedro turned up to his own lookalike contest.
Is that why you had said that? Oh, because I didn't realize. Okay, yeah.
Because with Timothy turned up to his. Timothy turned up to his. So I was maybe thinking he would do the same because he's advertised. His new movie's out at the moment. He's doing a lot of press. It would be, you know, kind of cool. But the guy looked so much like him that's why I thought it was actually him. Pedro number 5 was the winner. And he works at the Daily Show. He is one of the lighting guys. He's been there forever. He's like pretty great in the industry. And on the Daily Show, I think it was last night, he came on. Jon Stewart interviewed him, and hearing his story of him doing this, he went home and someone at work had made the joke that he should go, and he's like, I don't know, whatever. And normally he has a big beard, but he shaved it all off because his neighbor works in fashion and she's a stylist. So she styled him, cut his beard, did his hair, made him like look more like him. And his wife was like, you have to do this. And he gets there, and apparently you're meant to pre-register, and he didn't even pre-register. He just rocked up, and the people go, yeah, you're good. Come through.
Oh my god!
They immediately, because he looks exactly like him.
We're gonna have to like get an image of like a reference.
We'll do
image
side
for
by
this.
side.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll add to it. But clearly they were pumped because they're like, oh my god, we have our winner. And then so now he's doing all this press. He's like on a press junket. He's on the morning show and getting all these interviews. And his wife goes, I don't care, like about because he's getting all this fan love now. She's like, I don't care about anything as long as I get to meet the real Pedro Pascal.
That's so good. Eyes on the prize, baby.
So he did a call out on the Daily and was like, to you, Pedro, number 1, Pedro, number 5.
Do they have similar personalities, do you think?
He seemed more silly. But then again, Pedro's pretty, actually, they're both really silly.
I love how you are as invested in this as I was in the plane crash.
I have been so invested. So I've sent it to everyone I know, and no one's found it as entertaining as I have. Yeah, it was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Really needed that bit of light news to boost it. And I tell you what, I just hope by the time this comes out, the wife has met him, and I have no doubt it will happen. And I'm so excited for that content.
I mean, it kind of has to.
Oh yeah, and I think he'd be the type of guy, the real Pedro number 1, would actually do that.
Oh, I would love to meet him.
Oh, same. Mm-hmm. I told you about the time I saw him in LA, right?
No.
Oh my God, I thought I told this story. Lily and I, we were looking after that dog that I always look after, Ziggy. A friend of mine who lives in LA has this gorgeous little golden doodle. And whenever I go to LA, I look after this dog. And my sister and I were walking Ziggy in her neighborhood in, I can't remember what. I always get confused with the east and west side.
Don't ask me. I get confused.
It's like the
which way is
Brooklyn
up.
of LA. Oh yeah. Sorry. Which way is up? You're like looking down.
The upside down.
No. Anyway, so we were walking Ziggy. Ziggy goes up to every single person you could ever imagine, right? Mm-hmm. Friendliest dog. And we're going towards my sister's apartment, and I can see him walking towards us. And I'm going, oh my God, Lily, it's Pedro Pascal.
Was it him or was it a lookalike?
Hey, who knows? It could have been number 5. No, it was 100% him. And we're walking by, and I'm like, this is the moment. Ziggy will go up to him. Ziggy goes up to everyone. Ziggy's the cutest dog. What a segue. Ziggy just walks straight into the apartment.
Oh, come on,
He
Ziggy.
He beelines through the apartment door. I was like, what the fuck, Ziggy? I was so mad at him. But yeah.
The one time Ziggy just does not engage.
I know. I was really upset with him. And I was also sad that neither Lily or I were wearing her Pedro Pascal fan tee, because that would have maybe been a conversation starter. Wait.
Wait. Hold up. Lily has a Pedro fan t-shirt.
You know those ones from the 90s that were, or the 2000s, and it's like all these images of the person in different movies.
Like a
and things they're in?
collage?
Yeah, and then it's like their name and kind of like word art.
Where did she get this? Or did
You can just Google really any celebrity and say fan tee, and you can find one. I want to buy one. I want to get one made for Jeffrey of me.
I was about to say you should get one of me.
Oh my God.
So you
we could do
each
one each. And then we'll just get one for the boys too.
Yeah, they have
The
to.
boyfriends have to have them. I want Jeffrey to have a fan tee of me so badly.
Why don't we just gift them? We can do like an
unboxing.
Jinxing.
Oh, jinx.
They'll be like, I am not participating in this.
It'll be there. We'll be like, you get to come on the podcast. They'll be like, okay.
No, Jeffrey will be like, say less.
I don't even have to say anything other than podcast. And he's like, yes.
I'm in. We'd make sure that they wear those t-shirts everywhere. Oh,
Yeah,
we should do this.
I'm down. I'm so down. I've got a bookmark link on how to get them made already.
Okay, well, Joe also has the most unhinged photos of me.
Ooh, I love.
No,
You have no. I've already seen. He posts good photos of you.
sometimes, but sometimes they are so unhinged. I was like, are you trying to cock block me from the world? Like,
You are not setting me up for success. Cock block me from the world is so good.
I was like, I am your ride or die. I am so locked in. Stop posting the most fucking heinous ass, like deranged photos. I'm like, what is this?
He's like, if she looks more deranged, then no one will want to get with her.
Exactly.
That's terrible.
But I'll like every time I see like Joe has tagged you in a story, I'm like, fuck. And then I just have to take a deep breath. I'm like, which deranged Delulu photo is this?
Do you even know that he's getting them sometimes? Sometimes they look like you don't know the
Half
photos
the time
being
I don't.
taken.
The one that he posted last week. So I'm in the middle of moving, and we're in the middle of moving in together. And I have a tradition where I have to like play dress ups with myself with the things that I find while I'm packing.
Oh, I didn't know
So all
that.
these little like trinkets and like bits and bobs, like hats and whatever. So I had found a hat that I got made at Pride, a Pride fair a few years ago, and it's a sailor's hat, and you could, personalize the front of it with a name. Usually, everyone was getting their name, and I was like, "Can I please have the word?"
On brand.
And so I refound that, and so I had put the hat back on, and then like a BDSM cat eye mask, and then remember when we were in Italy and we went thrift shopping?
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah. And for some reason I decided to get a bedazzled denim jacket.
You did get that?
Yeah, it's in the sin bin now. It's no longer with us.
God, you get some weird things sometimes. It's like you're like straighty 180, and then all of a sudden you have a bedazzled denim jacket and a bright green shirt.
Oh my, but the shirt I was wearing was bright yellow with a green kangaroo.
Oh my God, this is so chaotic.
It
It's like
was
you've
so
just
chaotic.
put on every item of
Yes.
clothing you can imagine.
And I was like,
I did see this photo, and there was like the reaction of, what are you doing?
and then my hair is just so frizzy from the humidity. I look like God.
I did not notice the jacket. I don't remember you buying that.
Yeah, it's no longer. Yeah, you'll never see it again except for that photo.
I now want to go see it because I think I was probably the one to convince you to buy it.
No, I think I just kind of did it and see. Oh no, I'd asked our other friend. I was like, "Should I get this? Why not?" And she was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" And I got home, back to the hotel, and I was like, "Why the fuck did I buy this? This is so heinous."
You do dress up though, I'm realizing, because you even do it when we're on girls trips. Like
Yes.
we'll be in this, we're always in the same room, and Kat will be in always a series of just random things you've pulled out of your bag. Her go-to are these stripy pants that are just. They give boy in striped pajamas, which is terrible, but it's
bad.
true. That's what they look like.
They're Saskia's
like,
favorite pants.
Oh my God, these pants. How long have you had these pants
Oh,
for?
like 5 years. They're so comfortable, but they're raggedy.
They're looking real raggedy.
I have to get the waist.
Do you?
Yeah, I like them.
Okay.
And they breathe well in the summer.
Nice.
You'll never not see me wearing them.
What material are they?
Oh, I'm not the person to ask.
Because They look like, if they're so breathable, you'd think they'd be cotton, but they don't.
They're not.
They look synthetic.
They are not cotton.
Yeah.
Trust me, they are not. Now that I think about it.
Oh my God, I can't with these pants. They're just long white stripes over this burnt orange, kind of the color of the table you can see under Kat and I.
Which is a beautiful burnt
We
color.
actually love this table. Because Kat's moving, you will notice that our location will be changing.
The location?
The studio, the lab.
No, we're not leaning into this lab.
Shout out to my cousin for that one. Thank you. Attempting to get this table into my apartment, but I am also trying to find a new apartment because my place is too small, so I don't know if this will fit. But
Yes, I feel like this is now a theme because last week we were talking about the apartment that you applied for.
yeah.
However, but you know what? It's summer now.
We're taking a break.
Yeah.
We're just, I think it's not, I kept saying the market's really bad, and I'm calling myself out to not do that because I'm trying to put good vibes out there. Remember, Jeffrey, we must manifest together.
It's poor bloke.
But actually, I do need to catch myself because the market is always shit if you think about it. So it's like you just have to deal with it. But yeah, I think we're just going to take a break, enjoy the summer. We're not here a lot.
Yeah. That makes sense, though.
Yeah,
Especially if you're
for
traveling
sure.
a lot because you're going to get lost in Burning Man and you're going to become one with the desert.
Yeah, I won't even need an apartment at that
my
stage. I'll just
God.
live in a tent.
Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
that's a bad joke.
The Jesus. Yeah.
I didn't
what?
even,
No.
it
Oh
wasn't
my
meant to
God,
be a
it's
joke.
not.
And then my head went somewhere else.
That
So
is a-
I was just
no.
talking about Burning Man.
That is a good like catching yourself on that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I did actually think that wasn't where I was going, but my head went there. So, got to cover all bases.
Speaking of summer, you know that I have to be like a pessimistic person about people in general and things.
Yeah, see, that's the vibe that you're going for. So, here for it. Please go on.
Okay, at least I'm nothing if not consistent in that way.
Following me saying, I just got to be positive,
And I'm like, fuck.
It's so perfect. I need to hear it. Please
This is
tell
why.
me more.
So, I have a big issue. Well, add it to the list. So, you see a lot of first dates or second or third dates in summer, particularly like eating ice cream.
Good call out. People do love an ice cream date in the summer.
And you know what? I could think of nothing worse.
An ice cream date.
An ice cream date.
Honestly, same.
Think about this. Okay, let's just like picture the whole thing for a second. You're on a first date. If you're anything like me, you have first date jitters. You may or may not take a beta blocker. I don't know. Depends on the mood. Fuck it. If it's summer, I'm going to take one. It's going to stop me from sweating as much. However, so you're nervous as shit. You already have like a little bit of like the nervous tum.
Oh, no.
And then they, she are like, hey, would you like to finish this date by getting some ice cream and walking around?
So
I would shit my pants.
This is finishing the date too, right?
Finishing. I assume that it's finishing. Oh, but I don't know. Maybe people are like, hey, would you like to go and get some ice cream and walk around?
100%. I think that could also just be the date.
I would, no. So who is like calm enough on a first date? I would, especially if you're walking around with ice cream.
Ice cream melting down your hand.
I'm
Because
wa-
are you getting a cone or are you getting a cup?
I'm thinking about a bathroom.
I mean, I think you're always thinking about a bathroom. I
always
think we're
thinking about it.
realizing.
My IBS.
You're like, do you just want to have this ice cream here, maybe? You're
Like,
just,
where?
standing outside the ice cream shop. Do you guys have a bathroom, by
I'm
the
making
way?
a beeline to like, I need to be like within eye shot of a bathroom.
See, I would just be like, we need dairy-free.
But
Hit
even
Van
then-
Leeuwen up. We love that
Yeah,
dairy-free
true.
vibe. I would get a cup because cone, don't want that.
Sticky fingers.
Yep, it's not nice. I don't like the feeling of sticky fingers after you have ice cream and then you don't know where to wash your hands.
I also find something incredibly uncomfortable about adults licking ice cream out of a cone. There's just something incredibly unsettling to me.
Do you lick or do you bite?
What kind of question is that?
I bite my ice cream.
Oh my God, I just choked at my chin. Oh my God. That's not okay. Holy shit.
You've never seen me eat an ice cream?
I don't want to now.
Dude, I go like, I don't lick it. I've never licked it.
I guess you do not have sensitive gums or teeth. Do you Sensodyne the toothpaste?
No. Oh, actually, there is one Sensodyne I was using for a bit, but no, not really.
Oh, I don't like
I just
this.
like bite into it.
That's sick.
I like it when I don't like it when it's too soft either. That's gross. When ice cream is on your face. If ice cream is too soft, I like it when it's hard. And then I go, I bite. It's the best. Although I do like soft serve. Complete contradiction. I do like soft serve with the hot fudge. Like, like a McDonald's hot fudge.
None of this makes sense.
That one.
None of this makes sense.
But that one I still bite.
I understand biting into like a chalk top.
Yeah, no, I just bite in. So note to self, if Jeffrey and I break up, I should not go on an ice cream date because that will be the reaction if they see me eating the ice cream.
I didn't even think, add that to the mix. Add that to like being nervous about to shit your pants and then having someone bite. That's an ick. That is straight up an ick. If I saw a guy, not that I will be single, if I went on, first of all, I would not go on an ice cream date. If in a fever dream state, I went on an ice cream date and the person I'm on a date with is like my sleep paralysis demon. Love talking about my sleep paralysis demon. And he's biting an ice cream.
Oh my God, I'm losing it.
I would, honestly, I'd want to know who their dentist was because it seems like they don't have any gum sensitivity.
Yeah, I don't, babe. No, just get right in there.
Can I see you eating ice cream this
Yeah,
summer?
we'll do it. I'm so excited. I sometimes do look at other people like licking it, and I always wondered what that must be like.
It's really upsetting to look at. I don't know what's more upsetting now, if I saw someone biting an ice cream or like licking. Like,
See,
it's very...
I think licking is a bit intense. It just feels a bit childish. But biting, you're just eating.
I feel like you're like a toddler who just wants to like bite and gnaw on some skin.
It's like when you give a kid, like, just take a bite and they bite a whole amount of it.
Oh my God.
Wait, so the ick would be seeing them bite the ice cream. Wait, that actually...
Wait, I have to add on to this. Wait, imagine... Wait, Wait, this is good. They bite into the ice cream and then they like get brain freeze, like... and they stop in the middle of the footpath in New York and everyone's like, keep moving! And like, and the ice cream is melting on their hands.
That would be such an ick. Wait, sometimes I do get a brain freeze though when I bite into it. It does happen.
Okay, we are never going on a date.
Do you have any other icks, like from when you were single, that were just absurd? I watched a TikTok video recently that was talking about absurd icks from girls, and one of them was like walking.
I know, we spoke about this.
Oh, that was us.
That was us
last week.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
I don't even remember
because
anymore.
Yes, that was me talking to you about icks. And also okay, I actually have a list of icks in my phone, which I know is not very kind, but I have like a scroll worthy.
Damn,
we're recording.
We should share those next week. Mm-hmm. We should definitely follow up with those. I don't know did I say what my icks were in that?
No, we were I had interpreted what you were saying as what's an ick, but what are your icks?
I don't know. I was trying to think about it. It's definitely not walking. Sometimes I think guys who have weird calves is an ick for me.
That's not something they can help.
But
this is something. Okay, so an ick is something.
No, I meant like when they work them out too much and then they're really big.
No, this is nothing like.
Isn't that an ick?
So an ick, which is why I was like, I feel like an asshole.
Tearing apart a man's body.
Yes. Which is why I felt like an asshole, because it was like the way someone walks is not, they can't help it. So an ick, to be like a kind person, even though this is still a bullshit thing, is something that is preventable. So for example, and one of our friends, Hannah, gave the best example. She was like, imagine a guy chasing a bunch of napkins in the wind, trying to catch them.
Yeah.
That's an ick.
It could be an ick.
That's an ick.
I get that though. I think my ick would be, that is a good one. It would be like, maybe it's more like tipping badly. That would be an ick.
Oh.
Like
Table
that's such an ick. Table manners.
Fair. But
such an ick.
like bad tipping, that's not okay.
Also, when they just talk over you and then don't ask you any questions. I think this is just listing a kind of shitty dude.
Yeah, just red flags.
I'm trying to think of anything Jeffrey does that I'm like, ooh, ick. But like, no, I
No.
can't think of anything.
Also, the sun, as a side note, the sun is setting behind you and it's like a halo. It's actually quite beautiful.
I'm an angel. What can I say?
Just an angel. Just a big angel.
Just another way for me to sing.
Oh, no.
So what should I do next, guys? Any requests?
No.
Okay.
Actually, you know what else is an ick?
What?
And actually, I have a question for you. If you are in a public restroom, how do you flush the toilet?
Sometimes I use my foot. Oh! What? Why?
That is so rude.
What? So, what if I don't want to touch it?
Wait, okay, so go ahead, finish. So sometimes you use your foot.
But majority, I would just use my hand, like a normal person.
Yes.
But every now and then, if it's really gross, like if it's a gross restroom, like you know the park restrooms when they're really, you don't know the park restrooms because you don't like going to parks.
I don't like
the
outside.
really gross ones, like the outside ones. I'm using my foot if I can.
Okay,
But if I'm at a restaurant, hand.
why not just, okay, I cannot wrap my head around people who kick the flush.
Dude,
Like,
if
with- use
you're
their
in
foot.
a park bathroom where it's covered in dirt, I think that's the least of your worries.
But I just get a piece of toilet paper and use that to flush with my hand and then throw the toilet paper in while it's flushing. You're washing your
actually
hand anyway.
a very
Hands.
smart decision. Makes a lot more sense, actually.
I was like, kicking is like, what, Karate Kid shit?
Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
So I want to know from people if they kick the flush or if they use their hand. Or if there is a
Or if there's
miscellaneous.
there could be a miscellaneous.
We're going to do a poll.
It could be kicking, just using your hand with a bit of toilet paper, or miscellaneous. Love to know what the miscellaneous one is.
Oh.
Who's doing some crazy shit out there?
They're
Elbow?
just like,
Oh.
there
Which
are
would be
people
weird because
probably-
you can't like clean your elbow.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Hands are the safest, I think.
There are probably just people who are just not flushing, which is just rude.
Ew. I hate people who do that. That actually really, that's an ick.
My favorite thing is because we're both like on a spiral of hating the male species.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, male listeners, but you guys are not doing yourself any favors right now.
Stop giving us content to hate on. But my favorite thing is when they come out of a restroom and I'm like, did you put the seat down? It's like, oh. Like majority are like, oh, no, sorry. And for the most part, some of them are really receptive. And this was probably a month ago, and a guy was coming out, didn't wash his hands, didn't flush.
Ew.
And I was like, did you put the seat down? And I could be a little kinder, to be fair. I'm very hostile in my approach, but also fuck it. And he was like, no. Proceeded to go back in, pee all over.
No.
Yeah. And I
Wait, sorry, that just hit me what he was doing. He went back into the
peed
bathroom.
all over it.
Ew!
And you know what my first thought was? How do you still have to pee if you just went?
I honestly did think that. I
Yes.
immediately was thinking that. I was like, how do you still need to go?
Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't even
what?
mad.
Ew, that's disgusting. Okay, audacity of people. Have to say, Jeffrey told me this crazy story that happened. He works at WeWork at the Navy Yard location.
Which is in Brooklyn.
Yes, and he was there yesterday, and he had booked like a little phone booth for his therapy. So he had therapy yesterday, and he just does it from the office, and booked a private room so you can have your phone call. And you know, when you book a private room at WeWork, if someone else is in it, you know, you go up, you're like, oh, I booked it, and they're like, oh yeah, like close your laptop quickly, get out.
Yeah.
So he goes up and kind of lets the girl know, you know, I booked this room, and he's there maybe like a minute or before his call. And I think his call's at 2:00 and he was there right before. And she's like, just 1 minute, like wrapping up my call. And he's like, okay. And then it's been like 2 minutes. It's now past the time that he's meant to start his meeting. And he's knocking again. And she's like,
Oh, she's like whispering 1 minute.
yeah.
With her index finger up.
And she's looking at him like he's being rude. Guess how long she stayed in that room before she came out?
Not double digits.
No, but nearly.
Like 9.
She was there till 7 minutes past 2. He had to go get the WeWork staff to come and knock on the door to be like, you have to get out. She hadn't even booked the room. She was just in there.
See,
had not even booked it. And I tell you what, they find out today. So the story gets even more interesting. So then finally he gets in. He's 10 minutes late to therapy, which is just like bullshit.
That's not okay. Therapy is very expensive.
Okay. Yes. And also just like, you didn't book the fucking room. Like, have some respect. She walks out. And then afterwards, he goes up to the front desk girl who he knows. And she was like, oh my God, that was so weird. And Jeffrey's like, yeah, she's like, it's so weird. She didn't even book the room. And they're trying to figure out who this girl is. They have not seen her before. They think she might be a new member. And Jeffrey did like kind of rounds around it to try and point her out because they couldn't really remember what she looked like.
Right.
So Jeffrey goes into the office today and he tells me the girl has made a formal complaint against the staff of WeWork, saying that they were in the wrong by interrupting her call. She has a private office. She pays for a private office, and she was in the sound booth that she hadn't booked, even though she could take the call from her own private room, and then had the audacity to make a fucking complaint against the person who works there.
Some people just want to see the world burn, and the world is already burning.
Yeah, we don't need
it
anymore. But it's like that guy. It's the audacity of some people. So you know when you're saying you get triggered by, like, you get riled up by certain things, like with the Delta status, this fucking riled me up.
That would rile me up.
It is when people are just outrightly just not kind. It irks me.
Oh, I can feel this. Oh, let's get fucking angry.
Dude,
let's
go! Dude, I'm actually so angry about this story. I cannot tell you. I want to go to a punching bag. But
okay, for anyone who was just listening to this, Saskia just like very flimsily like waved her wrist. Like, I just want to punch. That just reminds me of you know when you were a kid and your sibling would like hold
you back
with their arm stretched and like their palm on your forehead, and you were just like trying to hit them, but you were like limbs were always a little bit just too short.
Yeah,
that just reminded me.
That is perfectly it. I'm gonna get you.
That used to piss me off so much, and I'm pissed off about this woman. The
Rude,
audacity.
right?
Yeah,
the fucking audacity.
That's why I hate people.
Ugh, it really made me hate people. Tell you what, it really did. But you know, what can you do?
File a complaint against that bitch.
Honestly.
Well, sorry, don't.
I mean, I just said I hope WeWork will side with the employee and kick her out. Revoke that membership, baby. I mean, they probably need the money. They're not doing too well.
They're not doing too hard.
They're like, we'll take it.
They are not doing. They're like, sorry.
Although, other pivot to back what you were saying before, I wanted to share. Have you heard about the fair play movement? You'll know the concept when I explain it to you because it's not like a new concept. It's just been packaged in a different way. So fair play movement is essentially, it's like a feminist concept that's been around for a while, obviously packaged differently. Essentially, it's just talking about the silent labor that women do. So what is it? There's been plenty of names for it over the years, from like the second shift, you know, when women finish work and then they're having to deal with looking after the kids and everything.
Yeah.
But there's this really interesting woman who's a lawyer and an organizational psychologist. And that's what you studied, wasn't it? Yeah. Was that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she...
Good memory.
Yeah. Thank you. So she did this really interesting... She's released this book and has been super successful in it because essentially she had kids, kind of gave up her career. They had to move for her husband's job, and it kind of worked out that way. And she never thought that her life would end up that way. And... she has this moment where she's with the kids and she's running errands, and her husband texts her going, "Why didn't you get the blueberries?" And the text just sent her. She just broke. It's like, you know, when just all these things piling up. And what I find so interesting is she looked at her life and was like, what is everything that I'm doing, and how can I kind of make the invisible visible? So she worked on a spreadsheet, and she started it called The Shit I Do. And she got it together with her friends, and every single one of them had to add every single little bit of work that they do for their
outside
house,
of their job.
Outside of their job,
Okay.
for the house, for their kids, for their husband, for themselves. Like everything from organizing the family Christmas presents every year to signing the slips for the kids for school, to making kids lunches, to everything. And she starts to like collate this list. It takes over years. I think it takes a year, and there's like thousands of items on there. And then this is when she uses her like organizational psychology. She thinks about how the home should really be run like a corporation. And we don't run it like that because it's one person doing all the work. And think about a corporation. If there's one person doing all the work and no one else is doing something, then that's an unsuccessful business. It's the most fascinating concept. And she turned that entire list and pulled it down to, I think, the 100 most common tasks. And then they went and did a study with men and women and like different couples to learn who were the people doing the majority of tasks. And any tasks that were time-based were always managed by the women. And the only task that was tended to be managed by men was the trash. And the idea was that like women's time is considered like sand, whilst men is like diamonds.
Oh, shit.
Because think about it. I catch Jeffrey sometimes where it's like if there's something that is a timestamp that has to be done, but he's busy with other things that he's doing, he won't do it. He'll do it in his time. Well, so I'm like, no, we have to do this now. And they gave the example of like kids where your kid has to go to their checkup for their appointment for, I guess, their doctor or whatever. Like there's a timestamp on it. I'm sorry, this is really long, but it's a really fascinating topic because she turned all of this. Obviously, there's a lot of study to it. You can read the book. We're early in it. Jeffrey and I started listening to it together. And then after you read the book, there's this game you can play, and it's all the 100 different cards, and you split it between the two. So you're treating your household like a corporation. You're setting each other up for success. I don't blame men. They're a product of the society we've grown up in. And I think what was also really interesting is like the women were reflecting on how they've contributed to their own oppression by being like, I'll just do it. It's easier.
Yeah, that is true. I will say in Joe's defense, he does majority of the housework.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not common.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to listen to this. But I do think it's a powerful thing for like, again, and we've spoken about this before, is I don't think they teach us how to be in a relationship. And this could be something that I think every new couple should do. There should be like things you learn of how to be in a successful relationship that is just stuff that you should be taught.
It's fascinating.
No one teaches this stuff. And what they also discovered was so much of this and these issues that lie here under this unseen work is cause for divorce.
Yeah. And honestly, that's a good point because I feel like you learn through trial and error through relationships. And it's like you would hope that each relationship you get into, you're taking lessons learned from a previous one. But like, why go through that turmoil if you don't have to?
Totally. I mean, we're not setting each other up for success, right? Like how are you meant to know what you should do, especially if like men have never really had to know what to do for these types of tasks?
True.
So I think the idea of approaching it like a corporation it's like with work. It's like, these are your tasks. If you don't deliver, then like, what do you do at work? You don't deliver, then like you there's consequences, but it's like more you learn from that, right? So it's like if they don't deliver, that's on you. Like you have to then learn from that and then hopefully it won't happen again, you know?
Should we do performance reviews each year too?
Dude. Wait,
that's one of our friends
actually does that. Yeah. But I'm excited. So we're only in chapter 1, but I'll keep like, I won't spend this much long on it next time, but I do think that I want to kind of share what we learned from it.
Yes.
Because oftentimes I think I'm someone that just naturally does a lot of things for the house. And I just love Jeffrey for the fact that he wants to learn about this and work on this together. And I think I was saying to him, I was like, this is not like you being a bad person. Like you're just a product of the society we live in, and good on fucking you for being open to wanting to change.
Nice. I like that. I would like
proud of
regular updates here because I'm not going to
go
go
like,
into it.
I have a great setup right now.
I'm like, you just tell me. You just work after work.
I'll do the TLDR. No, I don't know. It's the first thing I've read in a while that really I was like, ooh, I'm like really into this.
I like that. That's
I think
fascinating.
you would like it though, just from the organizational psychology side of it. I was like, fuck, that's so smart to do this, to use the metaphor she did, because I think it draws in men and women.
Honestly, I am probably going to look into this.
It's good. I highly recommend it.
Is that what our new...
She also has a great voice, which I think is hard. Like, you know when you listen to audiobooks and the voice is terrible?
I don't listen to audiobooks.
Okay. Well, listen to podcasts. You're like, don't listen to podcasts. She doesn't really listen to podcasts.
I just speak on one.
Yeah, which you have a great voice, babe. So lucky you. Good voice though, very important.
That is important. I don't want nails on a chalkboard.
No, oh my god. bad
fry.
voice. There's a girl in Love Island right now who has a terrible
Nope, that's
voice.
where we're going to wrap it up. No more Love Island. That is where we wrap
I had
up.
some great things to talk about on Love
Nope.
Island. Shit has been crazy.
Nope, and that is where we're going to leave everyone, and Saskia can spiral in her own way.
I do. It's very sad. I have one friend to talk to about it. God love her. She knows who she is.
Yeah, not me.
Alrighty.
And that does not mean I don't love you. All right.
Tell you what, I'm going to do a fucking Love Island podcast with her, okay? Note to self.
Oh my God.
Uncut edition. Love Island.
Let's see how we can schedule that. All right.
Okay.
Jolly good.
Bye.
Bye.